Morning. Good morning. Tech Coffee. Got my coffee. Pulled up some tech news, and we will get started. As always, I'll be sharing on techcoffee.org and Twitter at techcoffee.org. So if you want to follow along with the news, you can do that. Let's see. Our first news of the day is super exciting. 2019 Best of the Midwest. So these are our rankings. Let's see. Over on Twitter, I'll post the rankings that M25 put out. This is the Tech Coffee. As always, I'll use the hashtag Tech Coffee, and then you can find the news we're talking about. This is the Best of the Midwest startups, the city rankings. This is pretty exciting. Insofar as you're part of the Midwest or you're part of the startup community, hopefully that's why you're watching or interested in the businesses associated with tech in the Midwest.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking,
Fundamentals. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, so it goes over the rankings, but what's nice is there's even a map that heat maps and size bubbles all the cities, and there's a static image of it in the article. And if you click just below, there's an interactive version as well. So check both of those out. They have a whole page dedicated. This is a thing they do. So it's of interest to them. It's in their best interest to provide things like this. And then sharing with the community and understanding other people who care about it, other thoughts, ways to do it better. All that feedback's then going to play into their method and their process and the actual information itself. Can we get some richer data and conversations going about the report? So lots of capital coming in, some big wins. They go through some of the big unicorns or just a big win or a big acquisition, whatever the case was, whether it's a merger or an acquisition. And then they really just jump right into the scores and show you a chart. The top one is Chicago. Top three are Chicago, Minneapolis, and Pittsburgh. Indianapolis comes in at number 4, and St. Louis rolls out number 5. So there was a changeover in the 4 and 5 slot. Indianapolis moved up from 5 to 4, and St. Louis just went down 1 from 4 to 5. Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland, those are all on the list. Lafayette, Indiana, Louisville, Champaign, Illinois is with Bloomington, Indiana, and Iowa City, Lexington, Kentucky, South Bend, Indiana, Lansing, Michigan. Those are all rocking out near the 20s, between 20 and 25 rankings. What's also nice is they go into key takeaways. So Minneapolis's dominance over the non-Chicago cities. Interesting how you can take Chicago as an outlier because it's just so far and away above the rest of the cities. And then even beyond that, Minneapolis still is dominating beyond any other city that is listed in the rankings. The other news that Indy overtook St. Louis as the number 4. Big funds coming to Indiana, and as well more capital being spent with higher frequency. So it's not just good tech coming; it's the capital to fund those ideas and fund those entrepreneurs. That's also happening. It's interesting. Another key takeaway is that Detroit is losing to Ann Arbor. It's just the idea that Detroit is college city, Ann Arbor, Detroit having the decline it had with the depression in 2008. Population wise, they go into it's definitely larger. Ann Arbor just has a lower cost of living, and is rocking it in patents. Mainly, undoubtedly, automotive related, of course. Cincinnati coming out on top in Ohio's Battle of the Seas. That's definitely a thing between Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. Where are you in the debate over the best sea city in Ohio? I'm curious. College towns rising. That makes a lot of sense with Ann Arbor, Bloomington Normal in Illinois. That's why it makes sense to me that's on the list. Bloomington, Indiana. Madison, yep. Lincoln, Iowa City. And then towards the end, those end of the key takeaways, there's just a methodology kind of report, an overview. So they give you insight into their methodology so that you can be on the same page about where these numbers are coming from and how they're ranked. Then, a feedback section. So continuing that methodology, go ahead and take a look at the methodology and the rankings. See if you agree. Minneapolis is up there. I'm looking at this interactive map again. Athens and Dayton are over there too in Ohio. Youngstown, Wheeling, Cleveland, and Toledo. Bowling Green, Kentucky's in there too. Evansville. All right, on to number 2. Let's see. This is from VentureBeat. Facebook Oculus Link will work with Stream VR games too. Oh, right. So the VR tech and which tech's going to win out? It's not going to be any of them. It's going to be all of them, right? Techcoffee on the VentureBeat. The ecosystem of these technologies is going to be the way you move forward. And that was largely put forward by Apple when they made the ecosystem of all the devices, and then the software is integrated so that they seamlessly, I'm probably going to get some comments on the word seamlessly, it's seamlessly work together. And that's obviously the goal, the idea. You're going to have to create the same thing with VR and AR. If you're going to be gaming, you're going to have a console or a PC, a controller of some kind, and some sort of goggle overlay that you're going to be wearing or looking through at the very least. And so all those are going to have to work in concert with each other. So it makes sense that if you're a big firm that's streaming these games, Facebook streams lots of games, not just Twitch, then all the devices are going to have to work with your software. Stream VR, Elder Scrolls, and No Man's Sky. Good coffee. Facebook reveals a new feature in Oculus Connect 6. Free update will enable a Quest to play Rift games when you plug in the headset into a VR-ready PC with a USB-C cable. So the fact that you can now use Quest to play Rift games, that's basically it. They go on and talk about the stream coming through. Run stream, yes. So Upload VR followed up with Facebook asking if it meant Quest can run Stream Connect through Link as well, and the answer is yes. When you tether your Quest to your PC with Oculus Link, you'll be able to operate the headset in the same way you do Rift. So this is a big deal just because you're going to be able to play more games on more platforms, right? They're going to enable you to do that. But just as a quick story about it, just the fact that that's a possibility, so you're even thinking of playing on some games on platforms that aren't obvious right now, they're going to be. And the last one for today comes from TechCrunch. Oh, that's right. There were all these new wireless earbuds work with Office. No, seriously, is the name of this article. It came out on the 2nd. It's now the 8th, so it's about a week old. Amazon had a release of all these new devices that they embedded Alexa into. A Ring, earbuds. I think they had a headset. Was there a necklace too? So all these different devices where you can access Alexa in whatever form or way it is best fits you and your style and lifestyle. Microsoft, the next week, after I had read about that, came out with these new earbuds that work with Office. So the story, good Surface headphones, get this, they're designed specifically to work with Office. They're $250, and you can do things like slide forward in your PowerPoint. So if you're giving a presentation, you can just say next slide and it'll move. It can do translation, and the whole, later in the article, it goes into the finer details of the things it can do. The point is they go into the positioning against Apple's earbuds. And really that's the whole point of the article, is to position it against those. And how would you compare pricing wise to the 160 AirPods? I said earbuds, AirPods. And then the other positioning that's interesting in this article particularly is positioning against Spotify. So you can use these earbuds by Microsoft to listen to your Spotify. I guess to me, maybe someone writing this article is imagining a world where Spotify is going to come out with their own earbuds, and so they're trying to be historically correct and put in a reference here to Spotify. Well, maybe they already have, and I just don't know about it, and I'm ignorant. Spotify earbuds. Let's do a quick check. Stream tunes while you run. What are they? Spotify earbuds on Spotify. No, that's a channel. Everyone wants to make a thing, but has Spotify made a thing? It looks like there's all these aftermarkets that work with your Spotify. So anyway, that's our third and final one for today. Here's the link. Wish everyone an awesome day. Happy Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Any of the things that you like to consume content on. In Tech Coffee, we talk about and chatter over tech news each week, Tuesday morning. Join us, and we'll talk to you next week. See you.